Hey there, I'm John.
And I'm Josh.
And have you shrunk a little since our last video?
No, I was a little off last week, but I'm back now and I'm ready to go.
Full strength.
Full strength.
Okay. We are going to be talking about the results of Week 11, 2021 in college football season. We'll start off with the number one team, Georgia. They were playing Tennessee Volunteers. And like I said last time, the pundits were all saying that Tennessee had what it took to be able to really give Georgia a challenge.
No, I mean this is typical, right? It was a close game in the first half, and then Georgia did exactly what Georgia does best. They absolutely dominated the rest of the game, 41-17. Tennessee scores more points than any other team has scored on Georgia so far.
Yeah.
So kudos to you, Tennessee.
Yeah, of course that was also a late touchdown,
right?
At the end there,
That's
and Hooker he had a number of throws that were just way overthrown.
I think it's hard to throw when you have Georgia's 300-pound linemen all coming at you at the same time, huh?
Yep. And there is a baby in the background, if you were wondering. So New Mexico State was at number 2, Alabama. And is there anything to say here?
No.
I mean, Alabama won 59-3.
That's Saban was impressed. The reporter was not.
Yeah, that's right. Washington State was at Oregon. This was a bit more of a battle. I mean, not
38-24, still not a game. Washington State also scored there at the end to kind of make it seem a lot closer than it was. Yeah. Oregon was in control the entire game, never close.
Yeah. Number 19, Purdue was at number 4, Ohio State. Ohio State let them score 31 points, but at the same time, Ohio State, put up 59.
Also not a close game.
No.
The top 4 teams did what they needed to do. I think they all stay in the top 4, same positions that they were to begin with. Yep.
Shouldn't change. That's right. Number 5, Cincinnati was at South Florida. South Florida, obviously not a big contender, and Cincinnati did their job. They did allow South Florida to score 28 points.
A lot of teams this week seem to allow teams to score a lot of points on them. I think 45-28 is just fine. Cincinnati doing what they need to do. Just keep winning and hope another team loses in front of you, right?
Yep. And the other Tagovailoa of Maryland was playing against number 7 Michigan State. And did he have enough to do anything here?
No. Michigan State looked good in this game.
Yeah.
Kenneth Walker, kind of iffy. He did great, don't get me wrong, but it seems like they might be playing him through some injuries here. I'm hoping he stays healthy for the remainder of the season.
Yep. I think he's still a Heisman contender.
I believe so. He should be. He deserves it.
40-21, so that's a good win. Number 9, Notre Dame played Virginia, and
here's the defense we were looking for.
That's right.
Defensive shutdown by Notre Dame, 28-3.
Pretty solid.
I'm
win.
impressed. Yeah.
TCU against number 10 Oklahoma State.
Wow. 63-17. Oklahoma State. Remember, they've only had one loss, right? They went out, beat Oklahoma here at the end, and hope that one or two things goes their way. Who knows? Maybe they'll slip themselves into the playoffs somehow.
Yeah. And then number 11, Texas A&M was at number 15, Ole Miss.
Believe it or not, I turned this game off.
This is a tricky game.
Yeah, I thought this game was over. Kind of stopped paying attention. A&M was
dominating,
win it. Absolutely dominating.
Yeah.
And then I don't think A&M scored again, right? Ole Miss, Lane Kiffin, and Matt Corral just stormed back in dominant fashion to win.
I think Corral had a really good game.
I'm impressed.
But 29-19,
I'm impressed.
Good win.
Yeah.
Good win. Number 16, North Carolina State was at number 12, Wake Forest.
I thought NC State was going to win this one, and they really did have it. They had a decent lead, and Wake Forest just battled back.
High scoring, 45-42.
I'm impressed.
Yeah. Mississippi State was at number 17, Auburn. This was maybe a little more of a surprise, and potentially, I think this is considered an upset.
What was surprising is at the end of the first half, the score was 28-3.
This was
Auburn had
disturbing.
the lead 28-3.
Yeah.
The other just sad thing, Bo Nix out for the season with, I believe, a broken ankle.
Yeah.
Hate to see it for him.
I do too.
And probably ending Auburn's season with this loss either way. Now they have no hopes of the SEC championship or anything going their favor.
Very true. Mm-hmm. Number 25, Arkansas was at LSU, and the surprise in this one, well, was it a surprise? I don't know.
LSU's done this a couple times now. Yeah, I don't necessarily get them. 16-13 in overtime. Arkansas barely scrapes this one out to probably remain ranked against Alabama next week. So good for them.
Yeah, good for them is right. And one more game to mention that just to throw in there that we didn't bring up last week. for obvious reasons. But Samford was playing Florida. And the
Go
crazy
Bulldogs.
thing here, yeah, wow, it is that the Bulldogs hung with Samford, with Florida for most of the game.
Yeah, that's
Until-
my school.
Yeah.
They broke the Florida's score more points on Florida ever in the
56?
first
Is that
half
right?
of a game. In the first half of a game.
Yeah.
And they were ahead at that point too. All in all, proud of Sanford. Florida, you should be ashamed of yourselves. But that was fun.
Yeah. Florida
That was fun
ended
to
up with
watch.
70 in that one.
Yeah,
that's
crazy
monstrous
high
amount
offense.
of points.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, let's talk about your upset picks this past week.
Yeah, I went pretty gutsy this time around. Chose some pretty top-ranked teams to lose, and honestly, I felt pretty good about both of them.
Yeah.
Number 6 Michigan played at 6-3 Penn State.
Yeah.
All in all, close game, man. Penn
Was.
State honestly had the options and the talent and the gameplay to win. They just kind of seemed to screw up in the wrong times.
They did.
Michigan, good for you for surviving a good team.
It was
right.
Yeah, it was.
I don't think this score reflects poorly on Michigan. I think they did what they needed to do at Penn State.
Yeah.
So good for you guys.
Yeah.
The worst top 10 team of all time has finally lost.
Finally.
I don't know how many times I've had to
Finally.
pick them, and
Yep.
unfortunately, it was against a really good Baylor team.
Yes.
27-14, Oklahoma got shut down. They've now switched quarterbacks twice in the season. They had to put Rattler back in. I'm telling you, if I'm an Oklahoma fan right now, there's just nothing impressive to me. Yes, you've only lost one game, but also you're in the Big 12. No one's impressed. I mean, come on. It's a joke to me. But Baylor, thank
It
you
is.
for doing the entire universe a favor in knocking Oklahoma out of the playoff.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, well, it's almost the end, but one more game that we didn't mention.
Okay.
Texas.
Oh no.
Just to throw this in, Sarkisian, so sorry. But how are you going to lose?
He's
to
calling
Kansas?
Saban right now. He's like, hey, I want to come back.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. No.
Kansas.
Kansas.
Possibly one of the
Ouch.
worst 1A collegiate college football programs
Yeah.
in the country.
Yeah, they got to be the bottom of the
Traditionally.
Big 12 too.
Oh, absolutely.
The very bottom.
Just one of the worst teams in college football year in and year out.
This is like Alabama getting beat by Vanderbilt.
It is. It
Yeah.
actually
I mean,
is.
it's just-
Yeah. Granted, you can't really compare. You can compare Kansas and Vanderbilt. You can't really compare Texas and Alabama.
No.
If I was the SEC right now, I'd be like, are these documents signed? Do we have to let Texas in or Oklahoma in? Really?
Yeah.
Like, did we make a mistake? And all in all, I mean, Texas, if you guys keep on this route, maybe you're going to start losing some of your fan base. 'Cause, I mean, you got one, but goodness gracious, if I was a Texas fan right now,
Would
I
not
would
be happy.
crying.
I would not be happy
Kansas? Ooh.
Boy.
Sarkisian's gone.
Yeah.
I'm not giving him
Yeah,
another year.
That's scary.
Yeah.
That's scary. All right. Hey, that was week 11 fun. Join us when we talk about what's coming up week 12.
Go Broncos.